Greetings, land of YouTube. Bitcoin showing signs of life. I've been showing these Wyckoff distribution, redistribution, and accumulation charts. Over here on the left, you see what I believe to be the game plan by the composite man. If you play this like it's a game against one entity, just imagine it's just a video game. You're playing against one person. Call it the composite man. I believe Elon Musk's tweet here was intentional to not cause this, but to cause this entire Wyckoff cycle. I do believe it's going to eventually meander its way down here or eventually come to a death wick. However it gets down here, I imagine it eventually will do this. If it were to do that, it's probably going to be 6 months or so before it comes back. Could still be a late year push. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but basically, this is the what's going on here is this is the 200-day moving average. This blue line, not good when you fall under there. This is the daily chart. Now on the weekly chart, we're still well above it. Interesting enough, though, is I've been calling out this accumulation here as a possible bottom, at least in that neighborhood. Over here, 16 to 20,000. Interesting enough is I've been saying that's my buy box, where if it gets down here, I'll start buying. Now, be careful if it were to come down lower than this, but I think this is pretty good little zone. But interesting enough, this 200-day moving average on the weekly chart is in the 16,000s. It's kind of right about in here, like so, about right here, 16,000s. So if it were to come down and follow this entire Wyckoff cycle, bouncing off that 200-day average around 16,000 would make a lot of sense. Be in a true bear market for a while and finally meander its way back up here, something like that. I saw another channel talking about Bitcoin was walking along and it slipped into some quicksand, right? And it's one thing to slip your foot into the quicksand or maybe fall down and put your arm in the kickstand, but Bitcoin's entire body is fallen into the quicksand and it's stuck, right? It's stuck in quicksand. It's going to be hard for it to get out. What I'm expecting here, see this accumulation chart up here, this Wyckoff accumulation. I'm expecting this to follow that for a while. Maybe it's going to come up here and hit this 200-day moving average. And I'm still expecting a bull trap, so be very careful. It would take a lot for Bitcoin to get above 40,000, turn 40,000 into support. It would take a lot of buying, and if you check volume, the volume is just not there. Although Bitcoin is showing some signs of life, but it's low volume. See how low that is? There needs to be big, chunky green bars for Bitcoin to be able to bust up here above 40,000, right? These little things here aren't going to cut it. It's just not going to cut it. The green bars need to be bigger than the red bars. The red bars on the down days need to be smaller than the green bars on up days. But so far, it's the up days, green bars are shorter. The volume's smaller than the down days. See how that's working? See the red down days are bigger than the green. And you want that to be flip-flop for Bitcoin to make its way up, right? So the volume just isn't there. So I'm just still warning of a bull trap. Bitcoin come up here and follow this accumulation chart, right? And put in a higher high. But just be careful because it could just be a trap, right? And it just falls back down. So Bitcoin's showing life. This moving average by the time Bitcoin gets up here is going to be right at about 40,000. So that's kind of interesting. 40,000 is just a natural psychological level by itself. See that? I have it right on 40,000 right there. So in a day or two, that line is going to be right at 40,000. So if Bitcoin wants to muster up some money, some billions of dollars from retail investors somewhere, anyone out there feel like mortgaging their house right now and putting money on Bitcoin? It's kind of what it's going to take, right? Some kind of amazing retail push. Some excited, enthusiastic investors that can look at that and think it's a good time to invest. That's what it's going to take for Bitcoin to get up here. Not only is it busting the 40,000 psychological level, it's also the 200-day moving average, which we just bumped our head on last time. And this was like the second most shorts on Bitcoin in the history of Bitcoin. Right here, from June 14th to June 21st. Don't be surprised if it does that, right? I've been warning about that. No, nothing I'm saying is set in stone. I could be wrong, but don't be surprised. Like I say, if it lots of bulls will be looking at this accumulation chart, and I'm still under the impression this is a redistribution phase. It's going to drop down eventually, so don't be surprised if it goes bullish and then it just another big short session, right? And if this one dumps back down here and sets a lower low, lower than 32,800 or so, and then this other wick down here is 30,200. If it comes down below 32,800 ballpark, that pretty much you can throw that accumulation chart in the trash. But it's still in play. Still what you want to watch. I just want to make this quick little video showing you what I'm looking at, and my game plan is just to chill out and buy back in 16 to 20,000. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching.